City News on TV Rotorua is proudly brought to you by Rotorua Central.
Kia ora, tonight on City News. The Bully Free Bro program looks to expand this year, hoping to engage with youth at events in schools. The Ngāti Whakaue Education Endowment Trust funds the museum bus for a 6th year, and Sport Bay of Plenty kick off Bike Month with events planned for the whole family. But first, a new initiative aimed at helping local businesses fast-track their growth is being run by Grow Rotorua and the Chamber of Commerce. Through the course of the year, business owners will receive a unique blend of business training with professional facilitated coaching. Grow Rotorua CEO Francis Powles says the Growth Acceleration Program is aimed at taking medium-sized businesses to the next level.
And so this particular program is about working with existing companies that have got real potential for growth. They may not realise it themselves, and working with them in quite a formal, structured way to try and realise a growth plan over the next 12 months.
For more information on the program, contact the Chamber of Commerce or Grow Rotorua. The Bully Free Bro or BFB program run at Te Wairiki Puria Trust is looking to expand this year with events planned in schools and the community. Coordinator Warren Tumarai says BFB aims to engage, educate and empower youth. He says this year is about building on the success of the last 2 years and taking the bully-free message across the whole community.
What that looks like is basically about getting a group of young, inspiring people together with all different skills, whether it's dance, drama and music, creating a team and creating a sort of a 60-minute production around bullying, around violence, and taking it out and going outside Rotorua, because why? A lot of schools and a lot of communities have asked for Bully Free Bro to go to their communities, so this is something that we can actually take and present to them. But also, they also are interested in developing a Bully Free Bro in their communities as well. So that's something else that will go alongside this tour.
So it looks like it's expanding, not just confined to Rotorua, but looks like it's going to be throughout Aotearoa.
Yeah, that hasn't been my goal. My goal has always been to focus on the community that I've been contracted to. But if there's interest and if there's others that want help from outside of Rotorua, why not?
Rotorua school children will be able to continue visiting the museum for free this year on a bus funded by the Ngāti Whakaue Education Endowment Trust Board. The Trust Board has confirmed funding for the museum bus for a 6th year, providing free transport to all Decile 1 to 5 schools in Rotorua district. Since funding for the bus was first granted in 2010, more than 20,000 students from 34 local primary, intermediate and secondary schools have taken advantage of the free bus. In sport tonight, individual matchday tickets for Chiefs games go on sale today, 2 weeks out from the start of the Investec Super Rugby season. Prizes of a barbecue with the boys or joining them when they play in Melbourne are up for grabs for fans who buy now. Chiefs memberships are also on sale, with a large range of options available to suit fans' needs in all parts of the Chiefs region. The season officially kicks off on Saturday the 14th of February against the Blues, with the Chiefs' first home game the following week on Friday the 20th of February at Yarrow Stadium in New Plymouth against the Brumbies. Sport Bay of Plenty are encouraging locals to get out and get active as part of Bike Month. Coordinator Melissa Gordon says it's great that February is Bike Month, as it runs as part of the Rotorua Bike Festival, with many events complementing each other.
So for us here at Sport Bay Plenty, February is our bike month, where we focus on biking activities for the community, and obviously there's a lot of big national events that are coming in as well. Yeah. So our calendar for the month is February. As mentioned, lots of biking activities. We also include a lot of bike safety tips and things like that too.
For more information about Bike Month, visit sportbop.co.nz. To your weather update now. Tonight, occasional rain, northwesterly, an overnight low of 18. Tomorrow, Tuesday, morning showers and then fine with westerlies, a high of 25 and a low of 11. And looking out to Wednesday, fine spells with westerlies strengthening, a high of 23 and a low of 15. And the marine weather forecast, northwest 15 knots turning westerly 15 knots in the morning and easing to 10 knots in the evening with waves less than half a metre and then becoming fine. Remember, for program listings or to watch City News again, you can visit our website tvrotorua.co.nz. You can also see updates on our TV Rotorua Facebook page. Still to come tonight on City News, we catch up with hospitality tutor Sharon Wallace and find out about potential in the market. We preview the weekend's Tarawera Ultra Marathon and we meet with Rotorua Car Club President Andy Watson.
Thank you for joining me. Today we're at the Wairiki Institute of Technology Hospitality Sector speaking with Sharon Wallace, who has an amazing title here. Sharon, can you please let us know what you do?
I'm a senior lecturer on the Diploma in Hospitality Management, and it is a 2-year course. The course itself gives a complete overview of what it is like to work out there in the industry. The students, when they've finished this program, they go out and they're equipped to work within the industry and learn new skills as well and adapt to industry's ways should they need to do that.
What's the student intake trend been like over the years? Have you got a majority of international students or locals? What does that look like?
We have had quite a high intake of the international students. However, last year, we had more domestics than we had international students. So that was very interesting. And it's quite lovely when we do have the international students come in because they are far away from home and they look at you as a parent. So you've got that.
And so is hospitality very similar in New Zealand as it is around the world?
I think really what you need is good manners, have the ability to work hard, smile and serve customers. So yes, I would say it would be. There are different levels of service, of course there is. However, if you've got those 3 main factors, you're a winner.
Nice. And so what are some of the things that you cover throughout the year for the students?
We do a lot of practical in the first 6 months of the diploma. So they do housekeeping, restaurant service, which is hands-on. They do bar, they learn how to make coffees, barista, all facets of things. Then they get into the real management type papers further on down the track.
Very good. So a really complete overview of what it is like out in the real world. So speaking of the real world, what are they like out there? Are they highly sought after, your students? Let's talk about them as far as employment is concerned.
Well, yes, they are, and I can say with hand on heart. However, it's not all perfect. We do have the ones that do not fit the bill or need a bit more training or a bit more assistance, and we do endeavour to do that, to make that happen, and I believe everybody deserves a chance.
Absolutely. And so what kind of things do they get in regards to practicum, in regards to hands-on experience?
Well, we run the restaurant here, so Kaifata restaurant at Wairiki is open for service, so we have half the students cooking and half the students serving, and then we switch over. So they get that exposure, plus they are sought after. If industry all have fallen short of staffing levels, we get called in to go and help out. The students are also exposed to the Hospitality Awards.
Nice.
And it's quite great because when they're seen on that evening, they 9 times out of 10 they are employed just by seeing their work ethic and everything else that goes with it.
Very good, high expectations, and you're able to deliver. So on that note, let's talk about 2015 Hospitality Awards. What have you got in store for us?
Well, it's exciting. We do have a theme, but that's not to be revealed at this stage.
Are you sure?
Oh, I am positive,
Okay.
but all will be revealed in the next couple of weeks. It is going to be held on the 21st of June at the Distinction Hotel, and we're excited about it. The sponsors are coming on board really well, which is always a blessing. And it's great because community involvement has been perfect. We've been lucky.
Yeah, very lucky. Okay, so you can't really dictate what 2015 is quite going to be like. So let's talk about 2014. What was that like for you?
2014 with the awards, it was great. We had a bigger crowd, and we made a few mistakes and we learn by our mistakes. But we pick up. We don't dwell on it. We pick up and we move on and learn from them, and that's really important. And it's about giving back to those people who work really hard in the industry, and that all of us on the committee are passionate about.
So do we get a glimpse into who's coming up for award selection this year?
Not at this stage, because the voting hasn't gone through yet, so we will have the voting process, which is up and running in March.
Okay.
And then there'll be three from each category will be chosen, and then that will go in for judging criteria.
Okay, so we ain't quite there yet, but it's well on the way.
We're in the planning stages.
Nice. And so for anyone out in our community who would like to join the awards or believe that they know of someone that should be put forth, how does that process happen?
Well, they will be able to see on our website, the Daily Post, who is one of our sponsors, MediaWorks as well, who's another sponsor, so it will be communicated in those forums and Facebook.
Thank you so very much, Sharon, for having us, and it's been an absolute pleasure to see you again, so thank you.
Thank you, and I thank all my friends at TV Rotorua. I think you guys are doing an amazing job. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Do something extraordinary, like the Tarawera Ultra Marathon. With me today we have founder Paul Charteris. Paul, do something extraordinary. That is the actual catchphrase for the Tarawera Ultra Marathon, isn't it?
It is. It really does kind of encapsulate the theme of the whole event. Tarawera Ultra Marathon's not designed to be an average run, and for any runner it's not average. It's a minimum distance of 60 kilometres, 60, 85 or 100 k. So for pretty much all of our runners that are doing this race, it's the longest run they've done in their whole lives, and it's a really intense physical and mental challenge for them.
Wow, now let's background the event just a little bit. When was it started?
2009 was our first year, and we had 67 runners in that year. So next month, February, will be our 7th race of the Tarawera Ultra.
Very cool. Now, Paul, is it just, locals that get involved? Because I've seen a clip it there, but there's quite a few international people that take part as well, isn't there?
The international component is huge this year. 350 international runners, which is just about double from last year. So out of the 1,000 entries, there's a total of 1,150 runners. 350 from overseas, from about 30 different countries.
And what do you think it is about the Ultra Marathon that attracts these international clients to come here and take part?
Rotorua, this is where we live and play. It's really a beautiful course that goes from Rotorua to Kawerau. It's the scenery, it's the course, it's the people, it's the culture, and it's now a really recognised race on the world circuit. So people all around the world do know about it, and a lot of people do have it on their bucket list for not for this year, for next year, maybe even for 5 years' time. So.
Bucket list, okay, mentally added to my bucket list.
Well done.
Now, Paul, how's this year going? How's the event leading up to the event? How's it all going?
Going pretty well, thank you. It's a really busy task to pull everything together, but myself and race director Tim Day are pretty much working flat out night and day to put it all together. There'll be about the 1,150 runners, there'll be about 2,000 to 3,000 spectators for the event, and we have a huge volunteer army of about 250 helping us out as well, so it's quite the mission.
Very good. So Tim Day's obviously taking charge of the event this year. Is that because you're actually running in it?
I am running. Yes, actually for the first time in 7 years I get to run in my own event.
Very cool.
Which is a really amazing experience. So Tim's a hugely competent guy, and he loves the whole event, so he's looking after everything on race day, and all I have to do is turn up on the start line with my shoes on and my running shorts and some water bottles, and off I go. I get to run 100 kilometres to Kawerau.
Now, I'd like to say that you have the easy job, but it's probably not quite that simple, is it?
Actually, I do have the easy
You
job.
do?
Yeah,
Very
yep.
cool.
It's a nightmare to organise the thing, so
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not doing that on race day. All I need to do is put one foot in front of the other and just run.
Well done, congratulations. So let's just really be clear about where the track runs through. Let's give us an idea of where the course is.
Yep, so we're starting again at the Rotorua Redwoods, and it goes through the Whakarewa Forest. It goes around Blue Lake, through around Lake Okaraka, Lake Okataina, across the hill to Humphreys Bay, follows Tarawera, Lake Tarawera River, past the falls and through the Tarawera Forest into Kawerau. So the event goes through a lot of privately owned and managed forests, so we really do want to thank all of the landowners and the land managers that allow the event to go on in their property, and we do realise we have privileged access for the event to go through there. And this year, because the event's grown so much, there's just a lot more runners and a lot more spectators. We're being very conscious of managing the event so that local residents such as at Okaraka or around the Rotorua Redwoods are not adversely affected in any way. So we're putting a lot of measures in there to make sure the locals still have a good day out as well.
Very cool. And now, are there spaces left?
No, sorry, the whole thing sold out in October.
It did?
So quite a few months ago.
Very
yeah.
cool. So what we're encouraging then today will be spectatorship.
Yes, yep, you're encouraging people to come out and watch. It's a pretty extraordinary day to watch the event. You turn up to the Redwoods at 6 o'clock and you see these runners come running past, and you can go to Kawerau at 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening and they're still running, the same people that you saw 12, 13, 14 hours ago. And we're also looking out for volunteers as well.
Okay.
And we need a lot of helpers. It's a really fun day out volunteering, and you can just sign up on our website, taraweroultra.co.nz.
Oh, very cool. So how many do you envision you'd need for the day?
Well, we need about 250 volunteers, so we're looking for another 20 or 30 more. So any Rotorua locals who would like to help out and
a good day out.
have a great day out, don't get lost in the forest themselves, would be much appreciated.
Very cool. Now, just for more information, if anyone's interested to find out more about the Ultra Marathon, where would they go?
Best place is our website. Just Google Tarawera Ultra Marathon and you'll find us there.
Thank you so very much for your time, Paul.
You're welcome, thank you.
No worries. There you have it, Rotorua. So they are looking for helpers out on the day. So go to the Tarawera Ultra Marathon website and register. Well, thanks for joining us. I'm here with Andy Watson, who is the chairman for the Rotorua Vintage Car Club. Andy, you just had a bit of a St John's fundraiser happening over the weekend. Can you tell us how that went?
Well, it was a day like today, which was a plus. We had about 175 cars turn up from various other clubs, one-mate clubs, individuals, and we enjoyed the camaraderie, and the public enjoyed looking at the cars, and we, as you say, we raised some money for St John's Ambulance. They had both their vintage ambulance there and their yet to go on the road shuttle, so you could compare the two.
Yes, yes.
And then, yes, we raised nearly $1,000, so we'll make it up to $1,000, which we'll present to them at some stage in the near future.
Very nice. Now, is this an annual event? Is this an annual fundraiser?
It has been for the last 3 or 4 years. Before that it was about every 2 years, but it looks like it may become an annual event, because some clubs look forward to coming down to Rotorua, because it is a nice spot, obviously, down on the village green, which is a credit to the council. So.
And is St John's always the receiver for the funds raised?
So far, we've not felt we need to change. We're a motoring organisation, so you can always come across an accident, or we may have one ourselves, of course. And a lot of our members are getting quite elderly, and they've had to call on services. So we feel that we should put something back into the community. So this is a medium that suits most of us.
How many members at the moment are part of the Rotorua branch?
In the branch there's just over 100, not all active, but a lot of them have been active in the past, but of course they got a bit too old to drive, but they still like to be part of it. So yes, it's a pretty good thriving branch.
And what does it take to become a member?
Half mad. No.
Old boy racer? Kidding.
Yeah, something like that. Well, obviously an interest in vehicles, an interest in getting out and about with your vehicle. You don't necessarily have to own a vehicle, you may just be interested, you may be restoring one.
Oh, okay.
But generally we cater for everything that's over 30 years old. So we're now up to 1984, I guess, 85 at the end of this year. So yeah, so we're getting into quite modern stuff, relatively.
Oh yeah, that's
things
right.
with computers and plastic.
Plastic.
Yes.
Sacrilege. Now let's talk about your car for a second. What make and model is this?
Well, this is an MGB GT. MG stands for Morris Garages, which was part of Morris Motors, and they started a competition group around about 1928 or something like that. So this is a 1972. This model came out in 1965. The Roadster version, which is without the hardtop, came out in 1962. So they're getting, well, this one's over 40 years old.
Oh wow.
So it's a good everyday car. This is one of your original hatchbacks, as you can see. You can put your shopping in there, your luggage, and it'll do 100 miles an hour, so it'll keep up with all your modern traffic.
So for anyone out in Rotorua that might like to become a member of the Vintage Car Club, how do they do that?
Well, they can turn up on the second Wednesday of the month at 7:30 at our club rooms in Neil Hunt Park. They can Google the Vintage Car Club Rotorua, or Rotorua Vintage Car Club, and it'll come up with our website, which is www.rotoruavintagecarclub.org.nz, and everything is on there. So they can email us and we can get into it.
Absolutely, and as long as they have a passion for cars, they don't need to own one themselves.
Or motorbikes, or army vehicles, or buses, or trucks. Anything with four wheels, basically, or wheels.
Or two wheels, yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
That's right.
All right, thank you so very much, Andy, for your time, and thank you for allowing us to look at your car, and thank you so much for fundraising for St John's. By then, you know, it's actually it's quite a nice organisation to race for, and we've all had experience with them as well.
That's right. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
That was Rotorua Car President Andy Watson talking to Melanie Groves. You can catch up with City News via our website or YouTube channel, City News Rotorua. Thanks for joining us tonight. Ko Maria.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
City News on TV Rotorua was proudly brought to you by Rotorua Central.